I'm Brennan Healy.
And I'm Ryan Bruger, and this is our chemistry project.
After that, the coal powder is then burned at a very high temperature, causing a chemical energy change.
Once coal is mined and sent to the power plant, it goes through 5 main steps to be converted from a solid into an energy. The first of which is that the thermal coal is pulverized into a fine powder. Once the chemical energy change has taken place, the heat from the coal powder which was burned is used to turn water which is stored in pipes into steam, causing a thermal energy change.
The high-pressured steam then travels through tubes, spinning a turbine, causing a mechanical energy change.
The turbine which was spun by steam is connected to an electrical generator which then powers whatever is needed in the area.
In 2015, the United States used approximately 97.7 quadrillion BTUs. That stands for British thermal units, of which 16% was coal. That comes out to be about 6.1 quadrillion BTUs of coal.
As of 2015, coal provided for 41% of energy needs and was 29% of the global energy supply. That is second only to oil at 32% of the energy supply. According to Jeffrey Gibbs from Ameren, coal is one of the cheapest energies to produce, coming second only to nuclear at 3.23 cents per kilowatt hour. In terms of input-output efficiency, coal is one of the least effective sources of energy, with much more input required than output. Coal is not always completely burned. More often than not, it is turned to ash instead of becoming energy.
Another way energy is lost throughout the process is sometimes when the steam's traveling through the pipes, it cools down and becomes water again.
When the steam is going through the turbine, not all of the steam goes directly through the turbine, causing the turbine to turn much slower and providing less watts to the people in need. Oh, what a monster! What a monster!
Another way energy is lost throughout the process is while the electricity is traveling through the power lines, sometimes it has to travel so far that it loses energy while it's traveling, causing it to not reach its destination. Another way energy is lost throughout the process is coal has to be used by the trains that are taking the coal to the power plants.
One design to improve the efficiency of coal is to insulate the tubing that the steam travels through as it's going to the turbine. This would result in the heat staying the same and the energy would not be lost due to temperature change.
Another way to increase the efficiency of coal would be to increase the temperature of the boiler so that all of the coal is completely burned. This would result in less turning into ash and more turning into possible energy.
Another way to save energy is to use renewable energies when transferring coal over trains into the power station. Missouri uses 56 coal power plants with a total capacity of 11,810 megawatts. The coal power plants in Missouri produced 77.7 million tons of CO2 last year.
Missouri uses approximately 34 million tons of coal each year to power our homes and cities. However, coal is one of the smallest mined forms of energy in Missouri. Only 0.03% of the U.S. coals is mined in our state, Missouri. We interrupt you with important news broadcast to remind you how awful Mr. Carter's Dallas Cowboys are. I will show you by this example here where the Dallas Cowboys are up 27-3 against the Detroit Lions. After 2 pick sixes thrown by Tony Romo, the Lions came back, causing the Cowboys to suffer a horrible loss.
Here in the Midwest, coal accounts for up to 50 to 60% of all of our basic electricity needs. Now that means that coal provides 50 to 60% of all electricity and power
to homes here in the Midwest. Coal is very important to us here in the Midwest. Other areas of the country are doing as much as they can to decrease the amount of coal they use. However, us in the Midwest, we're increasing the amount of coal we use in Missouri.
Nationally, coal usage has gone down. And that is because the amount of greenhouse gases that are being emitted have gone up. Now, coal still accounts for 33% of our energy needs.
Coal is a fossil fuel, which means it's eventually going to run out. And just like any other fossil fuel, including coal, it is expected to completely run out by 2088, which means by 2088, we're going to have to find a completely different source to get all of our energy from.
The Obama administration passed an act that placed restrictions on coal mining and conversion into energy, which would cost the coal industry at least $81 million per year. This is called Clean Power Plan, which is EPA regulated, code RIN 2060-RAR 33.
The Clean Air Act is a federal act which restricts the amount of pollution coming out of power plants. It was enacted in 1977, code 42 USC S 7622. There's also the Missouri Air Conservation Law, which limits the amount of pollution and harmful gases that can be emitted into the air, code 643.020.
Going along with the Clean Air Act, there is also the Clean Water Act, which prevents coal pollution and coal emissions from going into waters, code 33 USC S 1251. Also, going along with the Obama administration's act, President Trump plans to repeal this act and take coal back to the pre-Obama era. Coal mining and energy conversions would be reset back to what it used to be and not cost the industry $81 million each year.
In April, it cost $63.50 to heat the Healy's house. They use 642 kilowatt hours, paying $63.50, which is equal to $10.11 per kilowatt hour.
Last month, in April, it cost $50.58 to use gas in my house. Now, that's liquid gas, and that costs 83 cents per therm, which is how they measure their gas.
In March, my mom spent $107.97 on gas when you're filled 5 times. In February, she spent $92.29 of gas when you're filled 5 times. Each time was either filled up at Quick Trip on Bowls or off of 30. The pros of coal are it's one of the cheapest forms of energy. It produces 41% of the world's energy. It produces 540 megawatts per power plant. And according to the Ameren speaker, Mr. Vaughn, coal energy is dispatched to the houses the fastest because it is the fastest to produce.
The cons of coal are that it produces 77.7 million tons of CO2 in Missouri each year. Coal is also the least efficient source of power. Coal is also very, very bad at polluting the environment, and coal will run out in 2088 because it is a fossil fuel.
In conclusion, coal is not a very reliable source of energy. It is extremely bad for the environment, it is not efficient, and it will also run out in less than 1 century.